Awesome. So let's get started here. So again, thank you so much for coming. This is What Do CBS Alums Do? This is part of our Career Exploration Week, and it's the last event we have this week. So I hope that you were able to attend other events that we had, and if not, we'll get those posted on the bio blog. So I'm Casey Johnson, Employer Engagement Coordinator in CBS Student Services, and I work with the college's career team to provide opportunities for students to connect with employers, research positions, and alumni. And since we've been home, I'm getting more into board games. So this is me playing one of my new favorite games, backgammon. And to start out, I'd like to read through our CBS mission statement. The mission of the College of Biological Sciences is to deliver cutting-edge, internationally recognized research and teaching at all levels of biological organizations, from molecules to ecosystems. While preparing today's students to create the biology of tomorrow, CBS promotes collaborative research within and beyond the university to advance knowledge and find solutions that improve human health and the environment locally, nationally, and globally. So for today's presentation, what do CBS alums do? Here are the goals. I hope that you'll learn potential career options that you might not have heard of before. You'll see data on what CBS alums do and learn how to connect with CBS alums and explore your career possibilities as a CBS student. So going through what we're going to go through today is data based on the 2019 University of Minnesota Outcome Survey. This survey is for all graduating U of M students to report what they're doing after graduation. And the data that we're going to go through is specifically CBS students. We have data from 240 CBS students. That includes those who have completed the survey and those that have only completed part of the survey, but it's still information. Unfortunately, we don't have data on the cellular and organismal physiology major. Because the major is new, we just don't have enough student responses from the survey to report on that major. So here's what CBS students have indicated as their employment status after graduation. So there's a few numbers to look at here. Many of CBS students are working full-time at 44%. 30% of CBS students have been accepted and are enrolling in additional education, while another 12% are planning to enroll in additional education, but have not yet been accepted. This has a lot of information on it. So I'll go through it a little bit slowly so you can take a look. But this is information on those students who are accepted and enrolling in additional education. So of those students, 45% of the students who are accepted and enrolling in additional education, 45% are attending a graduate program at the University of Minnesota. The list on the right is the list of graduate schools that CBS students have reported that they are attending. Those top three, Marquette University, Michigan State, and UC Davis, have the highest number of students that are attending after, of course, all the students that are attending the University of Minnesota. So that's a long list. We have students going to a lot of different places. Then this graph shows the general areas of study that students are pursuing. Many students, 47.7%, are studying health professions and related programs. And then closely behind that, 40% of our students are studying biological and biomedical sciences. So that's 47.7% and 40% of the students that are accepted and enrolling in additional education. We also have students studying engineering and health-related knowledge and skills as well. And then the types of degrees. So they're going into these graduate programs, they're studying these different areas. This shows the types of degrees that they're getting. Look at all of the students we have getting PhDs. Most of our students are, I guess, of the choices are getting PhDs. We also have a lot of students that are getting Master of Science or other master's degrees, and MDs and other doctoral degrees, a wide range of types of degrees that CBS students get. And then of the students that are working full-time, so that's the 44% of students who responded to this survey, these are the industries that those students are working in full-time. Healthcare and health services are at the top industry, but as you can see, the data is really spread out. That other category is at 31%. And I have the list of those other industries on the right. So that's just some of them. There were even more after that. So there really is a lot of different industries that CBS students go into, healthcare being the top, and then sciences. But after that, it gets very spread out into a lot of different industries. So when we're talking about industries, that word can be pretty broad and confusing. So I wanted to go a little bit more into a few of the top industries that CBS students are in as an example of the wide opportunities an industry has and what exactly an industry is and what that means. So looking at healthcare and health services. Healthcare or health services industry provides goods and services for health and patient care. So that's the really general function of what that industry is and what they do. And then some of the job titles include phlebotomist, radiologist, hospital administrative assistant, home health aide, healthcare administrator, and those are just a few of them. And then like all industries, there's a wide range of functions within this. So as you can see from the job titles, there's a wide range of functions that those people do. And while the overall function of healthcare is to provide care, there's so much more support that surrounds that. And that support can include billing, administration, lab testing, coordinating research, and so much more. Then looking at the sciences is another really broad term and broad industry that can include many different job functions and focuses. As a very general definition, the sciences industry conducts research and development of products that have applications in health, agriculture, medicine, pharmaceuticals, food, and more. The support that surrounds the sciences industry can include quality assurance, clinical research, policy writing, sales, business management, project management, and more. Some of those job titles would include analytical lab technician, chemist, clinical research associate, environmental research assistant, laboratory technician, regulatory affairs associate, a lot of different types of jobs within that industry. And then we have biotechnology. So again, a wide range, but the general definition of biotechnology is they use technology based on biology to make products such as fuel, food, pharmaceuticals, and more. And just like that general sciences industry, there's support beyond just developing the products. There's quality assurance, sales, management, administration, and more. Some of those job titles in the biotech industry can include biomedical engineer, biochemist, biological laboratory technician, microbiologist, a lot of different titles too. Asking about an industry or how to explore an industry or what an industry is a really great question for a meeting with a CBS career coach. They can share strategies and resources on how to learn more about that specific industry or how to find an industry you might be interested in, and then you can go from there in your exploration. And as we go through this data, as you can see from just these industries, there's a lot of overlap. And you're going to see that again with like CBS majors and the data that we look at. There isn't one specific field that your major will lead you into. There's so much you can do with your degree, and you'll see that throughout the presentation that CBS alums in different majors go into a lot of different areas and industries, and those overlap with the types of degrees that they have. So industries are the big wide bucket of what is going on, and then the job function is really tells you more about the position and the day-to-day work or focus of that specific role. So these are the reported job functions from CBS students who are working full-time. Many of them are doing research and working in a lab. We also have students who are working in healthcare. And again, we can see that the data is really spread out. That other category is at 40%, and the other category includes that list on the right and more. One of the things that I really love about looking at this outcomes data is seeing all the different things that CBS students do and all the different things that they're interested in. There really is such a wide range. So now we're going to go through some of that same information, but go specifically major by major. So we'll look at common industries, job titles, area of study, and graduate schools that those students are attending. And again, you're going to see that overlap between majors and the types of work or areas of study that CBS students are pursuing. And your major does not determine your career path, but seeing what others do that are in your major or have your degree can be a really helpful start with your career exploration. And I'm just going to say it again, your major isn't everything. If you want to talk about major exploration or changing your major, you can meet with your advisor, but I hope that this helps with some of the career exploration. So first we have biochemistry. So 40% of biochemistry students who responded to the survey are working full-time, and 54% are either enrolled in additional education or seeking additional education. And of the students that are working full-time, we mostly see them working in healthcare and health services, biotechnology and pharmaceuticals, but it's very spread out. Biochemistry students are working in medicine, consumer products, chemicals, IT, financial services, sciences, and government too. And then the students that were accepted to graduate school, these are the areas of study that they're pursuing. So there's pursuing biomedical sciences and biological sciences, health professions and related programs, and health-related knowledge and skills. And under each of those categories are the schools that they're attending in that area of study. So the students that study biology that responded to the survey, about 39% are working full-time and 41% are seeking additional education. So pretty equal there. The students that are working full-time, we see them mostly in healthcare, but a lot are in that other category too, just about the same amount. So again, spread out across many different industries. And you can see that that other category includes sciences, chemicals, government, aviation, education, pharmaceuticals, food science, agriculture, and food service. And then of the students that are accepted to additional education, they're studying biological and biomedical sciences and health professions and attending these universities. All right, EEB major, so ecology, evolution, and behavior. 26% of EEB students are working full-time and 37% are seeking or enrolled in additional education. Full-time, most of them are working in park or camp management and natural resources, but we also have students working in environment, veterinary, and medicine. And then going on to some of the job titles, EEB students have graduated and started working as community volunteer advocate, medical scribe, plant community intern, research associate, parks worker, veterinary assistant, wolf technician. And then the students that are accepted to additional education are studying biomedical and biological sciences, engineering, and health professions. Genetics, cell biology, and development. 56% are working full-time and 41% are either enrolled or seeking additional education. And then of those students that are working full-time, we see them working in the sciences, biotechnology, government, healthcare, but also in medicine, education, and research. So pretty spread out, a lot of them in sciences or science-related industries, absolutely. And then looking at the students who are going on to additional education, they're studying agriculture, biological sciences, and health professions at these universities. And you'll see University of Minnesota coming up a lot because 45% of our students who go on to additional education go on to the University of Minnesota. Microbiology. So 45% of microbiology students are working full-time and 41% are enrolled or seeking additional education. Of the students working full-time, we do see a lot in the sciences, the majority of them working in the sciences, and then also students working in law, biotechnology, and healthcare and health services. Some of their job titles are project scientist, research technician, sales development representative, and technician 1. So some of these titles you've seen in other slides and in other areas, again, just showing some of that overlap, that the degree does not determine the job title that you're going to get, that students with different degrees can end up with the same job title too. And then students going on to additional education are studying biological sciences and health professions at these schools. Then we have neuroscience. So 51% of CBS students in neuroscience are working full-time. 35% are enrolled or seeking additional education. So a lot more are working full-time. And then of those students working full-time, the most prominent industries are the sciences and healthcare. But we also see students in financial and consulting roles too. So their job titles include account management associate, analyst, clinical informatics specialist, healthcare consultant, and researcher. And we see a lot of different researcher job titles here. We have 3 on this side. We have research associate, researcher, and research assistant. And this is a great example that depending on the employer, the job title can vary, and it might vary slightly or it might vary a lot. But the work that these 3 students are doing, or the students with these job titles, might be really similar. It's just that the job title might change. So when you're searching for a job, that's one of the strategies, is having a job title that might be similar and searching for that one too. And then the students going on to graduate school are studying biological sciences and health professions at these schools. And then finally, we have plant and microbial biology. So 60% of those students are working full-time and 40% are enrolled in additional education. The ones working full-time are working in biotechnology, manufacturing, and food and beverage, very evenly split, but this was a smaller sample, so that's why the numbers turn out so nicely. Of the students that are working full-time, these 3 different industries, and manufacturing is an industry that you might not think of for biological sciences right away, but really manufacturing is an industry that needs scientists. Pharmaceutical products and other products made in biotech need to be manufactured in a manufacturing setting that has the same level of cleanliness and monitoring that a laboratory would. So scientists who work in manufacturing are often working as quality control, or QC, and they test the environment that a product is produced in, or they might test that product itself for quality and any impurities that have happened during the manufacturing stage. So it's really not the typical manufacturing you would think of. It's more laboratory based, just at a large scale. So the job titles that we've seen with our plant and microbial biology majors include QC microbiologist and quality control lab technician, and they're doing quality assurance and quality control and research. And then the students that are going on to additional education are studying agriculture and biological and biomedical sciences. So how can you connect with the CBS alums that are doing this work and continue to learn more about what CBS alums do? A great resource is the Maroon and Gold Network, and that is like a University of Minnesota specific LinkedIn. So it's really designed for you to find alumni that share your specific interests and want to talk to students about a specific topic, and meant to foster one-on-one connection. So you can set up a meeting to talk with them, an information session, things like that. You can join the CBS LinkedIn group. You can ask questions to the entire group, or search within that group for someone who has worked at a company or a job and has gone to a school that you're interested in. And then if you haven't joined Gold Pass powered by Handshake, now is the time. So of course there's job postings in Handshake, but you can also search and message U of M alumni who might have experiences that you're interested in and learn more about that. And if this has piqued your interest for career exploration and you saw something that you're interested in, you can schedule an appointment with a CBS career coach at cbsss.appointments.umn.edu. And the career coaches can help you with a lot of things. They can help you with career exploration, like what is an industry? What does this job title mean? How do I know what I'm interested in? They can help you with application preparation, practice interviews, and even what to do when you have a job offer. So you can type in that link and make an appointment there.